Hi, and welcome to Crypto Clarify. I'm Ryan, joined by my friend here, George, and co-host, and we're here to discuss a variety of crypto topics, from how to get started trading altcoins, the different types of altcoins, their niche market, the development team, press releases, mainstream exchanges for cryptocurrency, and some of the less known, less popular altcoin exchanges. So let's go ahead and just get started. George.
Well, I think the biggest question that we're asked, and this is consistently, we're asked, how do you buy Bitcoin? How do you buy altcoins? And I want to answer that second question, really focus on the altcoins and not so much the Bitcoins. And we really see Bitcoin as a way of getting to the altcoins. And the best way that we found to buy Bitcoin is to really just get on one of the, what we call the easy exchanges.
Right.
Like Coinbase, Gemini, that's another one. Those are fairly easy to use. They're very user-friendly, trusted, and I'd say non-technical. And what I'd like to do is clarify on the steps of getting to these altcoins, getting through navigating this maze of cryptocurrency. And really, I think the first approach is to get on one of these easy exchanges. So we call them easy because they're non-technical, they're very accessible, and they have good developers behind them. So we're looking at Coinbase, Gemini, Bitstamp's another one. These are great exchanges to use. Now, to clarify, there is always risk associated with giving out your information. It doesn't matter what the entity is. There's risk in giving out your information to a bank. There's risk in giving out your information to a cryptocurrency exchange.
So those three right there are pretty qualified and safe, or as safe as possible, right? Gemini, we recommend setting up an account, a checking account designated for cryptocurrency, right? Something that doesn't have your mortgage, doesn't have your savings. Something that if, God forbid, got hacked or something disappeared, you wouldn't be ruined, right? So set up an account designated for that. And then we recommend Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini is fairly simple. When you get to Gemini for the first time, you create a username and password. You're asked to use a secondary authentication method, which can be either a text message or they prefer that you use the Authy app. A lot of the exchanges, Coinbase, Bitstamp, they're going to ask you to use a username and password, and then they're going to have you use a secondary form of authentication, which is going to be either the Authy app or the Google Authenticator.
Exactly, and a few things you're going to need to have with you when you get ready to sign up is obviously your driver's license or passport, and you're going to need a bill with your address on it. Now, what's really important is there's so many people trying to sign up right now, and there's so many people trying to be authenticated. You don't want to give them any reason not to authenticate you, right? You don't want to have to try to reach out to them in customer service because, again, these exchanges weren't built for the traffic that they're actually getting right now. So you want to make sure that when you come correct, and that there's no reason for them to put you at the back of the line, right? So you want to make sure that when you take a picture of your ID, it's clear. You want to make sure that your bill that they ask you to take an address, a picture of the address, same as on your driver's license, right? If you just moved and those don't match up, that could be a reason they don't authenticate you. If for any reason anything's blurry or you don't do all the steps necessary, that's going to slow you down, right?
Ryan is bringing up a great point here. So a lot of these exchanges were not built for this high volume. So essentially, they started out as startups. They were just guys messing around in a basement. They were kind of doing this as a hobby at first, got interested in it, determined they could make a business out of it. They made a business out of it, and they're probably building a type of web application that wasn't very scalable, or it was scalable to a large degree, but it was not anticipating the amount of volume that they're having now. So these exchanges are going through growth pains. Which, businesses that expand will go through these situations. So you have to be patient with them. There's going to be times when you can contact customer service and there's going to be times when you can't contact customer service.
And as we discussed, there's a lot of people trying to reach out to them and get certified or authenticated right now. So come correct, don't give them any reason not to authenticate you.
And the reason they do all this authentication is one, there are anti-money laundering laws associated with these financial transactions. The second reason is some states have actually banned or made it extremely difficult to exchange cryptocurrency. States like Hawaii, Wyoming, I think there's a third one that has actually made it more difficult to use cryptocurrency. So they need to verify that you're not in one of those states.
And again, what we recommend is whatever money you're willing to put into this. This isn't going to be your mortgage. This isn't going to be your car payment. This is, as George likes to say, it's your fun money.
What I tell people is take your party money. Get the money that you're going to go out with on one weekend and that you're going to blow on drinks or cheap food, and just put it into crypto. You're not going to miss it. It's not going to hurt you. But don't do more than you would be okay with losing.
And if it goes away, God forbid, or everything falls down, you're not ruined. It's not something that is going to really set you back.
It's what you would blow on a weekend.
Right. And that starts to add up. So if you do that every month, and I think you'd be more willing to when you start seeing some of the returns, possible returns on these altcoins, you start to see that money start to make money for you. So the whole idea is it'll be less painful to put money in there when you actually start seeing some return.
And then you're going to want to stop going out.
And then it kind of becomes that you start counting every penny and nickel because you realize that that's a possible altcoin you can purchase with it.
So as Ryan mentioned, exchanging money from one exchange to another, there's a little bit of a process to it. And the process begins really with purchasing Bitcoin or Ethereum, one of the mainstream coins, and then you're sending it from one exchange to another. So inside of each exchange, you have wallets, and now they're virtual wallets. Now we can get into many types of wallets. We can do that in later videos. But you're going to use basically an address, a destination address, to send your cryptocurrency. So I would get on Coinbase. I would buy 0.005 Bitcoin. And then I would take that 0.005 Bitcoin and I would withdraw it. And I would select a destination wallet. So then I would go to the other exchange where I created an account, one of like Bittrex or Bitstamp. And then I would find my Bitcoin wallet address. Now, once I have that address, what I would do is I would copy and paste it exactly. You don't want to handwrite this.
Nope.
This is a long string of characters and numbers and capitalized, all mixed together, uncapitalized. Yeah. It's a mess. It's like just a long string.
And a reason for that, right? Because they want to keep it extremely unique. Right? Characterized, safest way possible, lots of digits, lots of characters. So you do not want to try to type it in or write it down. Copy, paste, copy, paste.
Yes. And once you do that, you're just going to double check it.
Triple check it.
Quadruple check it.
Yeah, and the reason being, once it's gone, if it's not sent in the right place, it's gone. Yeah, so again, quadruple check it. We're not being paranoid here, but you want to make sure that all of those digits are accurate, right? And there's nothing wrong with doing, if you're a little concerned, the first time you've ever done it, send $3. I think most exchanges are free. It doesn't cost you a cent for a lot of them to move it from A to B. They just want you to participate. They want you to play on their exchange, right? So for instance, Binance, when I first sent from a wallet from Bitstamp to Binance, I did it in $3, right? Waited about 45 minutes, bing, $3 showed up. After that, I was willing to send a little bit more. So the first time you do it, it's perfectly fine to send a small amount, right? Because if you get it wrong, whatever happens, you're not gonna miss it, right? And you're gonna learn from it. So again, nothing wrong with sending the first exchange from wallet A to wallet B, small amount.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to take a little bit more time, but you got to think about it. If I'm writing a check out for my rent, which my rent is actually way too expensive.
Always.
So I'm writing this check out to my rent, And I check to see I wrote the right amount because I don't want my landlord getting extra money. I check to see if it's the right person. I check to see if it's the right date, because all of this matters. And the same thing here, you're transferring money. Money's important, money matters, so do it with care.
All right, George, well, let's just go ahead and end it here. I know that we've just barely scratched the surface. However, we have many more videos available to you and many more to come. So please give us a thumbs up and like the video and subscribe so we can do more of them.